Today we are going to listen to a terrifying horror story, The Haunting of Hollow Manor. The wind howled through the trees, creating an eerie symphony of creaks and moans. The moon was hidden behind thick clouds, casting an oppressive darkness over the old Hollow Manor. The mansion had stood abandoned for decades, shrouded in a sinister reputation that kept even the bravest souls at bay. Sarah and Michael, a young couple in search of adventure, had heard the tales of the manor's haunting and decided to spend the night there. Armed with flashlights, sleeping bags, and a shared belief that ghosts were nothing more than superstition, they ventured into the heart of the forest. The journey to Hollow Manor was treacherous. The path was overgrown, and the oppressive silence was punctuated only by the rustling of leaves and the occasional hoot of an owl. But the couple pressed on, eager to prove their courage. As they approached the mansion, its decaying facade loomed before them like a malevolent specter. Its windows were shattered, and ivy crawled up its cracked walls. The door stood ajar, beckoning them inside. "We're here," Michael said, trying to sound confident. Sarah nodded, her heart racing as they stepped over the threshold. The air inside was dank and heavy, and their flashlights revealed a grand foyer adorned with dusty chandeliers and faded portraits of long-forgotten ancestors. They explored room by room, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. In the parlor they found a piano covered in a thin layer of dust. Sarah brushed her fingers across the keys, and a haunting melody filled the room, though no one sat at the piano. A chill ran down her spine. "Did you hear that?" she asked, her voice trembling. Michael shrugged it off, attributing it to the wind or their imagination. They continued their exploration, eventually finding themselves in the basement. The air grew colder as they descended the creaking stairs. In the basement, they discovered a series of cells, each equipped with shackles and rusted chains. The walls were etched with strange symbols and cryptic messages, some of which seemed to have been written in blood. Sarah's unease deepened, but Michael insisted it was all for show, perhaps the remnants of some eccentric owner's macabre collection. As they turned to leave the basement, they heard a faint whispering, like a chorus of ghostly voices. Sarah's flashlight flickered, and the temperature plummeted. Panic welled up inside her, as the whispers grew louder and more insistent, like a cacophony of the damned. "Michael, we need to get out of here," she pleaded, clutching his arm. But before they could make their escape, a shadowy figure materialized before them. It was a woman in a tattered white dress, her eyes hollow and her skin pallid. She floated towards them, her unearthly gaze fixed upon them. Sarah screamed, and Michael grabbed her hand, pulling her up the stairs. The apparition followed, her spectral form moving with eerie grace. They reached the foyer and stumbled out of the manor, but the ghostly woman was relentless, pursuing them into the forest. The woods seemed to close in around them, the trees twisting and contorting as if they were sentient beings. The moon emerged from behind the clouds, casting an eerie glow on the pursuing specter. It was then that Sarah and Michael realized they were trapped, caught in a nightmarish labyrinth from which there was no escape. The ghostly woman reached out for them, her icy fingers grazing their skin. They could feel the life being drained from them, their energy fading with each passing second. Their screams echoed through the forest, but there was no one to hear them. As their vision blurred and their bodies grew weak, they heard the ghostly woman's mournful whisper, "You should have never come here." And with that, darkness enveloped them. Both of them never returned back to their homes, as they too became the part horrifying stories just like other victims did. The following morning, a group of hikers stumbled upon the abandoned Hollow Manor. They found no trace of Sarah and Michael, only the decaying mansion and the legends that had kept it abandoned for so long. The couple had become just another chapter in the manor's dark history, a cautionary tale for anyone who dared to seek adventure in the heart of the forest. And so, the haunting of Hollow Manor continued, its malevolent spirits claiming new victims who dared to cross its threshold, their souls forever trapped in the darkness that had consumed them. Thank you for watching. Thank you for